That's when I discovered Bitcoin, because I realized you needed to have a way of holding assets outside that wasn't gold, which is not the easiest asset to move around. I think they're broken at a more bigger picture level. It's like we had excess debt, which created excess number of banks, excess use of bank balance sheet. As that process slowly unwinds, again, we've seen this in Europe, they've lost thousands of banks through consolidation or bankruptcy. And over time, the US banking system is going to keep contracting. Now, you end up with giant banks that are being supported by the government. So they purposely made too big to fail banks. What does that mean? All the others can fail. We don't care. I think we're in a structural cyclical bull market and a secular bull market in both technology and crypto that is going to be driven by liquidity. That will not stop until probably end of 2025 into 2026. Then we need to remember this whole rate cycle again. We go down the other side of that slope. We do all of that game again. But that's what, this perfect cycle has been playing out since 2008. I don't see any reason it's not going to play out again this time. So it was like a 3x above the all-time high.
Yes.
So then what's the all-time high of Solana? It's about
$270.
Yeah. So you say, okay, a reasonable target would be 3x the all-time high. This is what I'm really interested in. This is a fucking massive wedge pattern. The stuff that I look at, DeMark indicators, everything else, they're suggesting the low comes this week, next week, the week after. So I'm thinking that the narrative around ETH is going to be wrong. It's going to catch people offside. People have basically, because there's been no new money in the space, so they've sold their ETH to buy Bitcoin.
Okay.
Because of the ETF, right? And this point in the cycle. Makes sense. Fine. Then what happens is the ETF is announced. What is everybody going to do after the Bitcoin ETF is announced? Every trader is going to switch their bet from Bitcoin to ETH. And that changes the dynamic. Now, ETH has been kind of, as I said, struggling around a bit. But once it clears 1900, it gets really interesting. I think I put out a chart yesterday on the ETH chart on my Twitter feed.
The Bitcoin roller coaster is on the move again. Chick Morgan is ringing the bell, shouting, prepare for a short covering rally. The market is oversold and the bulls are back in action. Bitcoin prices have been doing the tango, hitting approximately $36,000, and guess what? Chick Morgan is all ears, raising questions about the rally's sustainability. Are we in for a wild ride or what? Two major players are stealing the spotlight. The anticipated approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US and the upcoming Bitcoin halving event in April/May 2024. The ETF buzz is real, with the SEC possibly green-lighting it within the next 6 days. Buckle up, folks. But wait, there's more. The Bitcoin halving is like the superhero entrance, set to slash the rate of new Bitcoins hitting the scene. Analysts are cautioning us, though, saying the impact is already baked into the current price. Is it a showstopper or just a warm-up act? Fast forward to the present, and Bitcoin is flexing its muscles, hitting $37,000. Bulls are crossing their fingers for that ETF approval. Max Keiser and Michael Saylor are even throwing around crazy numbers like $200,000 and $350,000. Are they dreaming, or are we headed for the moon? But hold your horses. Bitcoin experienced a sudden surge, reaching $37,972. Short positions got wiped out, and we witnessed the liquidation of over $1.56 million in shorts. Talk about a roller coaster drop. And guess what's cooking? BlackRock, the giant of asset management, might be stepping into the Ethereum ETF game. Ether's price is doing a victory dance, crossing $2,000 for the first time since April. BlackRock knows how to make an entrance, huh? Still, are we in for a crypto fiesta, or is this just a teaser for the main event? Grab your popcorn, folks, because the crypto drama is unfolding, and it's going to be a show to remember. Let's continue our discussion with Raoul Pal.
There are other people involved in the M2 calculation, right? This is global M2. So what's happened is global M2 is rising, and it will continue to rise. We do have a lot of forward-looking work at GMI. That's what got us very bullish and adding to all of our crypto bets back at the end of last year. It's because liquidity had started to rise. We're like, okay, this is interesting. So if we go down to the next chart,
There it is.
This is Bitcoin outperforming the NASDAQ versus Global N2, right? So at this point, I call this the supermassive black hole. You don't want to own anything except crypto at this point in the cycle because it starts outperforming everything. So that becomes always interesting. Let's go on to the next.
Okay, I'll take us to the next one. There we go.
Okay, I'm giving you my whole hot chart lesson.
Oh, great. I love this. This is great. And I'm sure everybody else is enjoying it.
So this is the weekly global liquidity index, which is 5 of the world's largest central banks, global net liquidity. And what we're seeing is it's not quite at zero yet. Right? This is the big daddy of indicators. This is the thing that we get when we put just the outright weekly liquidity index. We get a 97.5% correlation with the NASDAQ and 87% with Bitcoin. So this is the big daddy. It's not quite there, but it's almost at zero. And once it starts getting to zero, we kind of get into what we refer to as the banana zone, when all assets go bananas. Okay, next.
Well, I mean, it's pretty close to zero. I mean, it's like
very close. And the next one will show you why. So, okay, sorry. Yeah, this is the one including the private sector. That's now positive.
Okay.
And then Fed net liquidity, that's just the US. That's positive too.
Okay.
And all of the forward-looking stuff suggests, that's the other one, is if that trend line continues to break, banks are up strongly today because the yields have gone down again. If the banks break, then we know they're just going to hit the accelerator button to all of this stimulus. About a year and a bit, I think Solana's main thing is this consumer chain because it can do a lot. Obviously, when it sold off last year, I bought it all the way through, and then I started going down the fire dancer rabbit hole, and I'm like, okay, this is a game changer because Jump Trading, who are building it, they have one constraint that they try and work to, which is speed of light, because what they're trying to do is get that order in to the exchange and the prices out of the exchange as fast as possible ahead of all their competition. So there's that whole book, Flash Boys, about this, where it's all about the size and the quality of your fiber optic cable and how close you are to the exchange. And then it's how fast your compute is. So they fully understand this. And they've built it to be fast enough for high frequency trading. Okay. Now, for people to understand what a million TPS means, Twitter is like 24,000 TPS. It's like WhatsApp is like 40,000 TPS. It's like, this is a order of magnitude. It's 20x what Solana does, which is already the fastest chain. So the applications that's going to come out of this are game-changing. And it's kind of pushed apart the argument of the trilemma because it not only made it more secure, but cheaper and faster. So, okay, that's interesting because that was not supposed to be solvable. It feels to me like we're solving some of the blockchain trilemma. On top of that, compressed NFTs. To be able to create 1 million NFTs for $100 basically tells me that's ticketing, that's all sorts of stuff, receipts, anything. So you've created new business models that people don't understand exist yet. We've got a bunch of new features coming out, but everyone's got AI now that you can ask the AI to tell you about the video you've been watching, explain stuff, take notes. You clip all these notes, you store your notes from watching content, you bookmarks your content. You can ask the AI any finance questions. We're just building out the token gating experience so you can be either Web3 or subscription-based. There's a ton going on. One of the things we have done is, as you and I have been talking, it's like, if we are ahead of it, if we are coming into this bull market, what we know is people lose their minds.
Yes.
They truly lose their minds. And people make all the mistakes you shouldn't make.
Yes.
And I really, really believe in the education to just, particularly now, just when this is starting, get yourself the education. So we created the Real Vision Crypto Academy, which is fantastic. Ovi and Mando, I don't know if you know them from Rec Guy and other stuff. They're two ex-bank traders, credit traders who got into the crypto markets. They're both really talented, really nice guys. They got into the crypto markets. They created one of the largest NFT communities. They also made a fortune trading NFTs and meme tokens. big crypto everything, and they think of it in a finance way, like we were talking about the study of economics and markets. So they put together the course for us. I'm involved in it as well. It's brilliant.
The U.S. House of Representatives has approved an amendment to the Financial Services and General Government Appropriations Act that limits the authority of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to carry out enforcement actions against the crypto industry. Gary Gensler is as ineffective as he is incompetent, said Congressman Tom Emmer. Congress will hold unelected bureaucrats accountable. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Chairman Gary Gensler has warned that anyone wanting to be in crypto must do it within the law. He advised crypto trading platforms to build the trust of investors in what they are doing, cautioning that they must ensure they are not commingling functions, trading against their customers, or using users' crypto assets for their own purposes. In a significant development for cryptocurrency investment vehicles, BlackRock Incorporated, through its subsidiary, iShares Delaware Trust Sponsor LLC, has filed a 19 bits for form with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to list shares of the iShares Ethereum Trust on the NASDAQ. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.